Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Can It Take a K26, the show where I take a variety of Nerf blasters and see if they can be upgraded with a K26. I'm your host, Captain Xavier, and I have an exciting lineup for you today. I'm very hopeful about some of these. Our first contestant is the Nerf Stormfire, originally released in 2009 in the Dart Tag series, later re-released as the Clear Shot as part of the Zombie Strike line. It is a direct plunger blaster, and as you have already seen in my video on the upgraded Clear Shot, it can take a pretty good spring upgrade. But can it take a K26? Let's find out. The internal mechanism of this blaster is very similar to that of the Night Finder or the Fire Strike, so I'm hopeful. The real question is whether there's enough room in the plunger tube, which there is. You see, that is a hell of a spring upgrade. And from this tiny thing to this massive K26. Let's button it up and see if it works. All right, now for the moment of truth. Sweet, buttery goodness. Not only does it take the K26 and take it well, I might just have to pop open my previously modified Clear Shot and upgrade it to K26 because I think this hits a little bit better. There you have it. We have the first winner for the evening. Let's bring out the next contestant. Up next, we have the Nerf Switch Shot EX3, so named because it has the external handle. Anything with X in the name is obviously cool, and it holds 3 darts. This blaster was originally released in 2008 with the Nerf Wii video game. It is called the Switchfire because you can pop open the front and remove the actual firing mechanism and replace it with a Wii remote, and then there was a Nerf game that involved shooting stuff with fancy Nerf guns. It is a direct plunger system. I suspect it is very similar also to the Night Finder. It looks like this is just a Night Finder priming handle, so I have high hopes, but let us find out for sure if it can take K26. All right, a mere 4 screws, and we are in the air restrictor took itself out, and sure enough, this looks just like a Night Finder reshelled, so I'm willing to bet this is going to take K26 without a problem. We have another winner, ladies and gentlemen. As I suspected, this is just a reshelled Night Finder and therefore is perfectly capable of taking the K26. And what I really like about it is that it's this removable little module which could be easily attached to any other blaster that you wanted to. You just have to figure out how to actually activate the trigger mechanism, which would not be difficult. I've got a couple of these. They were released in both N-Strike and N-Strike Elite, apparently. I believe I only have the N-Strike ones, but there you have it, another winner. Let's bring out our next contestant. Our next contestant is the Nerf Hot Shock. The Hot Shock was released in 2016 as part of the N-Strike Mega line, of course. It is a direct plunger blaster, and this is actually where this all started. Somebody commented that I should get a hold of a Nerf Hot Shock and make it modular, since it apparently could take the K26, so I attempted to buy some K26, ended up buying a boatload of K26, and decided to go nuts. I will have more specific build videos on this because I have built some additional features for it, but for now we're just going to pop it open and take a look and see if it can take K26 as has been reported. Okay, I've got it open, and sure enough, it will take K26 just fine. I beefed up the catch spring. I'm also rather intrigued by how easily the shell comes apart, which will be nice if I decide to paint it up in my standard colors, or if anybody wants to commission one of these and have it painted up. They will in fact be available through my Etsy page for both upgrades and paint jobs, and when you see the full video you will see the additional features that are also available for this particular build. So I'm going to close it back up and we will move on to our final contender for the night, one that I think is going to be a lot of fun and that I have high hopes for. So here we go. All right, there you have it, a third winner for this episode. My only complaint about this blaster is the handle is a little small for my big monkey hands, but it will in fact take K26 like a champ. Look for the build video with the additional features, and look for it on Etsy when I get around to getting that up. All right, our final contestant for the night is one that I've been looking forward to modifying since I picked it up. It is the Nerf Star Wars Rebel Trooper Electronic Blaster. I picked this up at Goodwill for practically nothing. The light does in fact work, but the blaster was just tragically anemic. I can throw darts faster and farther than this thing could shoot them, and I bought it just because the shell was so nice for cosplay. I am planning to paint this up. Someday I'd like to have an Imperial officer cosplay, and this would be the blaster for that. So we're going to pop it open and see if it'll take K26 and see how much horrible dead space there actually is in this, and see what kind of performance we can get out of it. Supposedly it is also just a reshelled night finder, so I have every hope that it will be able to take K26, but we're going to find out for sure. Oh, you rebel scum! It turns out the end caps on this blaster are solid and glued on, and I have no idea what's going up in here. I think these things are actually glued into screw holes so you can't get to them. The bits on the end here are glued on. You think you have defeated me, but you are wrong. All right, tools. Tools, give me tools. All right. Right! Well, not only can it take a K26, it can take it and like it. I was able to not only put the K26 in it, but to keep its original spring in it. This thing is now quite possibly the most powerful single-shot pistol that I have. I cannot wait to put a brass breech in this thing, put a proper paint job on it. I may have to get myself an Imperial officer uniform and join the 501st just so I have an excuse to carry this thing in public, and so that I can shoot some rebel scum. All right, let's recap. All right, for those of you keeping track at home, there is the score. That was a yes to the Stormfire, aka Clearshot. That was a yes for the Switchfire EX3. That was a yes for the Bigshock. And my personal favorite, that was a yes for the Star Wars Rebel Trooper Electronic Blaster, making this the first episode of Can It Take a K26, where all 4 contestants are winners. All of these blasters will be available on my Etsy page, with the possible exception of the Rebel Trooper Blaster, as I don't know that I can source any more of them. The other ones, of course, I can. If you would like one, that's where they will be available once I get my Etsy page up and running, which hopefully it is by the time I have posted this video, but you never know. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and post them in the comments section below. And as always, thank you for watching this episode of Can It Take a K26?